Only on CBS News Miami at 6, a condo controversy in Brickell. $21 million. That's how much condo owners are being told their association has to pay to repair their building, which is only 16 years old. Well, that building sits in the heart of Brickell along 10th Street and Brickell Avenue. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us. CBS News Miami's Joe Gorcho joins us live from 1060 Brickell with more on this controversy. Joe, it's a lot of money that these condo owners are expected to dish out.
And Lauren and Elliot, residents say it's just too much too fast for two buildings that are just 16 years old. Some residents will have to pay more than $40,000 for their share of the special assessment. Meanwhile, association leadership says the repairs are necessary and the work, as we saw when we went inside, is well underway.
I think it's excessive. I feel like I'm being milked.
Nima Major lives in a condo in one of the two towers at 1060 Brickell. His balcony overlooks downtown Miami, the pool, and construction work underway. Work we saw firsthand from the pool deck. You feel like you've been left in the dark?
Absolutely left in the dark. It was rammed through.
On November 13th, the association's board voted on and passed a $21 million special assessment for critical repairs to the Tower 2 facade, roof replacement, pool deck, and other areas. Repairs outlined in the association's Structural Integrity Reserve Study provided to us by residents. Photos show damage, and findings indicate that most systems are generally serviceable, although some require immediate repairs, maintenance, and replacements.
And there are certainly things that have to be done. No owner is denying that.
However, the condominium declaration says any special assessment over $50,000 requires the board to get owner's approval. And residents tell us the meeting happened, but at that meeting, the condo board voted to approve the assessment and did not have the owner's vote.
We haven't had any say in the matter.
We asked the association's general counsel why it bypassed the condo's declaration.
Florida law primarily is the justification. The board is charged with the responsibility to adequately maintain and repair the common elements. If owners were to vote against that, you would be putting the building and the owners in danger.
Attorney Mark Halpern refers to condo safety laws created after Champlain Towers South collapsed in Surfside. He said significant repairs have been ongoing for at least a year and that they provided every resident the opportunity to tour damaged areas before passing the assessment. Why not let the owners have a say first and then, depending on the outcome, then come back and review?
If you're talking about material alterations or substantial additions, things that change the function or appearance of the building, those absolutely go to a unit owner vote. But when you're talking about necessary repairs and maintenance, the board would be irresponsible in not fulfilling their fiduciary duties owed to these members.
I'm not going to lie to you, I put my place on sale right now.
Martin Chan tries to figure out how much longer he can afford to live in his unit, unsure if he can afford the five-figure assessment.
We question the speed of how they're moving to do things. If it's so dangerous, then kick us all out of the building, then we should all not be here.
And this association has an upcoming election at the end of the month. Some unit owners expressed to me they hope for change in leadership so they can reverse course and reevaluate the timeline for all these repairs in hopes of sparing many from a deep financial burden. Live in Brickell, Joe Gorcho, CBS News Miami.